Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to watch another animation movie and I hope you will like it. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Lily from New York. Please like and subscribe. My mom was once one of the biggest pageant queens in America. She was just 24 when she started a makeup company with her best friend, and they met instant success. She had me a few years later, and I grew up with literally everything, except a dad. Mom said once that he left us for some young bimbo, and we never talked about him again. And Mom never smiled when we were alone. Sure, around other people she'd smile and laugh, but not with me.
Look, Mommy, I made you this card.
It's lovely, darling.
Mom, why don't you smile much?
Because smiling leaves lines on the face, see? And we must not get lines so we can keep looking young and pretty. Mom was just as careful about my beauty. She wanted me to be a model too, and I started competing in pageants when I was 6. But as a kid, I had other interests, especially maths. Except Mom always said I wouldn't need it because I was going to be a world-famous model. It seemed like Mom had everything worked out for me, including who I was going to marry. Mom's business partner was our neighbor, and she had a son my age, Alex. It was so annoying when our moms talked about how they hoped we'd get together one day. You'll both run our company together. Our grandchildren will be adorable. Yuck! We hated each other. Alex's purpose in life seemed to be making me miserable. Once in 4th grade, I spotted my favorite doll hanging from a tree, and Alex was shooting rubber pellets at it. Alex, you moron, give that back. That's no way to talk to your future husband. I'd rather chop off my own hair than marry you. You should, 'cause it's really ugly. And then he spat some gum in my hair. I pounced on him and we wrestled until Mom pulled me away. The gum just wouldn't come out, and we had to cut some hair off. I hate Alex. Sweetie, he likes you, and he does those things to get your attention. He does them because he's a jerk. Thankfully, I saw less of him as I began participating in more pageants, and I grew to love the pretty dresses and shiny tiaras. But one day in 6th grade, I saw a new contestant, and I realized she was the shy new girl from my class, Jane. She looked so different without her glasses. When she spotted me, she looked embarrassed. Please, don't tell anyone at school about this. I don't want people thinking I'm some dumb pageant girl. Oh, then why are you even here? My mom's a model, and I'm just doing it to make her happy. I didn't mean to say you're dumb. It's just not something I want. I want to be a scientist. Jane was super smart and interesting. We soon became good friends, and she'd come over often to my place. She even met annoying Alex, but she seemed to find him funny. Mom never seemed too happy when Jane visited, though. You should be friends with pretty, classy girls like yourself. You have nothing in common with this nerd. Mom, that's Jane from the pageants. What? That's her? Why does she look like a homeless person otherwise? I didn't care why. She was my friend, and her looks didn't matter to me. In 7th grade, my mom and Alex's had a big launch party at a hotel for their new makeup range. Everything was going well, till we heard some loud voices outside. A bunch of people were shouting and holding banners, claiming that our company was using toxic chemicals. And among the protesters was Jane. Jane, what are you doing here? Why are you ruining Mom's launch party? Lily? I swear, I had no idea this was your mom's company. I just came with my mom. Just then, the hotel's security guards came and made the crowd leave. But Mom was furious. I saw Jane's mother today. She used to be my biggest pageant rival, and she's hated me. You can't trust her daughter. But Jane and I are friends, and that's not gonna change. In 8th grade, Jane and I were participating in the biggest pageant in the country. She seemed uncomfortable in the high heels her mom made her wear. As she practiced walking backstage, she suddenly tripped, and the chocolate drink in her hand landed all over me. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I rushed to find Mom, who luckily brought a backup dress. That girl did it on purpose. No, Mom, she didn't. She's a snake, Lily, just like her mother. You have to take her out of the competition. Go throw this juice on her dress. Are you crazy? I'm not gonna do that. But just as we'd all lined up for the stage, I heard a loud scream, and I turned to see Jane, her dress stained with juice. She'd slipped on a puddle outside her dressing room. This had to be Mom. Just then my name was called out and I had to go on stage, and I won. But afterwards, Jane just looked at me sadly. You spilled the juice, didn't you? I didn't know winning was more important to you than our friendship. I couldn't even bring myself to say that it was Mom who'd done it, and I was never gonna talk to Mom again. Jane wouldn't even look at me at school. One evening, I was sitting bummed out in my garden when Alex joined me. Please, don't cry. You look awful. Now, tell me what's wrong. And I ended up telling him everything. Don't let your mom ruin your friendship. Talk to Jane once she's cooled off and she'll be fine. Maybe you're right. Thanks, Alex. Who knew you could be nice? Don't fall in love with me now. As if! The next day, I took the tiara I'd won and put it in Jane's locker with a note. A crown for a queen. Later at recess, I was having lunch when someone hugged me from behind. You didn't have to. You deserve it, and I'm sorry I hurt you. The good news is, I finally told Mom I'm done with pageants. She was tired of watching me lose anyway, so it's a win-win. Things were good with Jane again, and I even forgave Mom. But soon after, Alex and his mom told us that they were moving to Europe. I should have been dancing for joy, but I actually felt sad as I watched Alex leave. But then, I saw the parting gift he'd left on my bed. Gosh, I was so glad that brat was gone. As I got older, I started professional modeling. Mom never let me go out without makeup. I loved looking beautiful, but I always had to be careful not to ruin my face. Hey, wanna go into the pool? I think that cute boy over there likes you. No thanks, I'll pass. Growing up, I realized that Jane and I had almost nothing in common. We even looked so different. I'd grown quite tall, but Jane's height stayed below average. She was one of the smartest girls in school and never cared about her looks, but she was still my BFF. When I turned 16, Mom threw me a big party and invited everyone from my class and my model friends. It was an Oscar-themed party and everyone came in beautiful gowns. Except Jane. Couldn't you have dressed up today? Nah, you know it's not my thing. Sometime later, I went inside to check on the food, and I came back to find Jane yelling at my model friends. I know that you were talking about me. Well, guess what? Some of us don't want to look like bimbos. You're the most dull girls I've ever met, and if Lily's friends with you, she must be just as stupid. I felt furious. So this is what you think of me? That I'm stupid? Well, yeah, sometimes. Your entire life revolves around the way you look. Doesn't that sound dumb to you? Sometimes I just feel sorry for you. You have no right to judge my career, and you've just insulted the people I work with. Oh, please. You're making it sound like you work for NASA. Anyone can get dolled up and be a model. I used to be one, remember? Not a very good one. But you still felt threatened enough to sabotage me. Thanks for not letting that go. And thanks for ruining my birthday. I grabbed some cake and I rubbed it in her face. I half expected Jane to attack me, but she just turned and left. And I couldn't really enjoy the party after that. We avoided eye contact in school the next day. But later, Jane caught me alone in the library. Let me speak first. I don't think you're dumb, and I know modeling isn't easy. I just felt judged by your friends, and I overreacted. I'm sorry for ruining your party, and here's your birthday present. Maybe it's lame. I unwrapped it to find a snow globe with me and Jane's figurines inside. It's perfect, and I'm sorry too. After high school, Jane and I went off to different universities. We promised we'd meet all the time, but Mom kept me really busy with modeling campaigns, and weeks went by without seeing Jane. One evening, I texted Jane to meet up for dinner. We were having a good time when suddenly, I saw some reporters coming towards our table. I'm so sorry about this. They must be here to talk about my new campaign. But instead, they went straight up to Jane. We want to know everything about your energy project selected for the Global Science Fair. It might be used in poor countries and benefit millions. How does that make you feel? As Jane answered their questions, I sat in shock. What project? When they finally left, I asked her why she hadn't told me. Oh, I was going to tell you today. I didn't earlier because you're always busy, and I thought you wouldn't be interested in that kind of stuff. Because I wouldn't care about anything except makeup and modeling? I didn't say that. And now you know, so maybe you can just be happy for me? Of course I'm happy for you, and I'm sure you'll win. She did win, and it came with a huge cash prize and some fame. She was given a medal by the mayor, and people in town kinda treated her like a celebrity. She was more famous than me now, and sometimes it bothered me. That summer she was in France for an internship, and I met her after 3 months. Her looks and wardrobe had improved a lot. Guess who I met in France this summer? I turned around to see a boy joined our table, and I couldn't believe it. Alex? Gosh, it's been so long. Wow, Lily, you look amazing. He looked pretty good himself. He told me that he and his mom were moving back to town, and I felt thrilled. Moments later, he left the table to attend a phone call, and Jane turned to me. He's really cute, isn't he? We became quite close over the summer, and I think I'm gonna ask him out soon. Oh, yeah, you totally should. Over the next few weeks, Alex and Jane kept inviting me to their plans, and I just couldn't help feeling attracted to him. He was smart, funny, sophisticated, and his smile sent my heart fluttering. But I had to keep my feelings in check because Jane liked him. One day, Mom asked me to drop something at Alex's house, and I found him sunbathing by his pool, apparently asleep. Man, his abs looked fine. You done checking me out? What? I was just trying to see if you were asleep or dead. Well, that's disappointing because I was totally checking you out. Are you a model or something? Are you flirting with me, Alex? Yeah. Is there a problem? Just wondering why. You never liked me much when we were kids. But you're so pretty now. Is that all? You only like me because I'm pretty? Yeah. What else is there? I suddenly felt mad and was leaving when he pulled me down next to him. Gosh, it's always been so easy to tease you. For the record, I always liked you. You're smart and interesting, and it doesn't hurt that you're beautiful. Then he leaned in and kissed me, and it felt amazing. Till I remembered Jane. When I got home, I found Jane in the lounge, and she knew. So I dropped by earlier to see Alex and found you making out with him. What a backstabber. Jane, it's not like that. Shut up, Lily. You could have any boy, but you went for him. I think you just can't stand that lately I've been doing better than you. You got jealous, so you decided to hurt me this way. It wouldn't be the first time you played dirty. Oh my God, that freaking pageant. I didn't spill the juice, okay? My mom did. It was awful of her, but seriously, it was like 1,000,000 years ago. Who cares? You're a scientist, just like you always wanted. And yeah, Alex likes me, so deal with it. So I guess Alex just likes a pretty painted face, and everything your bimbo mom taught you finally came to good use. I lost it and attacked her. We screamed and fought till we crashed into a table. We're done. I don't even know why we're friends anymore. Finally, we agree on something. After that, Jane shut me and Alex out completely. I was mad at her for weeks, but then I started to regret the fight, and I missed her. One day, Alex was coming to pick me up, and Mom looked shocked to see me without makeup. Lily, wait. Alex can't see you this way. He already has. He makes me feel comfortable in my own skin. And yeah, I like makeup, but I don't want to hide behind it anymore. Don't you think I'm pretty without it, Mom? You know men, sweetie. Your dad left me for someone younger. Then he was a jerk, Mom. But Alex is not that person. And Jane always told me not to worry so much about the way I look, too. And she was right. A few days later, I was in my room and there was a gentle knock. It was Jane. Your mom forced me to come and said we had to fix things. Listen, I'm really sorry I said those things about her. Also, I know you didn't steal Alex. I don't even think I was mad about him. It's just that, next to you, I could be cooler than Einstein himself, and I wouldn't stand a chance with a boy. It's hard not to envy you. And I can say the same too. I instantly feel dumber around you, and I wonder if other people can tell that too. Look, Jane, I know we're really different, but we've been best friends since the 6th grade, and I can't imagine my life without you now. So, can we just be friends again? Yes, please.
Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share to your friends. See you in my next video.